Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be asking the most important question any Arcane Lineage player will ever have. How much power will each boss increase by if they eat an apple fritter? And I thought this was actually a very important question because as we know, apple fritters are one of the best foods. And why wouldn't each boss like apple fritters? Now to cut straight to the chase, I knew I first had to start by finding like a numerical value for each boss's power. And I was going to try and do some crazy calculation between their health, damage to players, healing, all that ridiculous stuff. But I ended up just finding a much easier solution by going to a contributor on the dev team and just asking them what their power levels are compared to the player. So Karnas is level 65, Yar'thul is level 280, Thorian is 330, and Metrum within his vessel is 960. Now, none of these power levels shouldn't be a surprise because the bosses are much stronger. To put it in perspective, the reason our player is kind of able to compete with these beings, even though they're a much higher level, is because the gear we have like exponentially increases our power a lot. This is also mostly in lore power. I could calculate it in game, but I think that ended up being different depending on the gear the person's using or crazy calculations I'd have to do. But here is a rough estimation for each of their powers in lore. This is when I knew I had to find how much power the apple fritter will increase each person's power by, right? So I just went to the apple fritter aficionado, and he told me it's 500 power times increase, right? And I was like, wow, this is going to be super easy. Just 500 times all their levels. But then I saw it's per bite. And I didn't have any apple fritters on me, so I couldn't collect any on-ground data. So I had to ask some people with apple fritter eating experience. And I was able to get an average of about 8 to 10 bites per apple fritter, which I thought at first when I was calculating it would be 500 times 9, because the in between. But it's 500 per bite. So their power would increase by 500 times, then again by another 500 times. So it's exponential growth. Therefore, I created a function of exponential growth for each apple fritter that a boss consumes. I then while I was calculating though, I had a very important thought. And Yar'thul and Thorian are great beasts, so they're much bigger. So they would either have to have a much bigger apple fritter, or it would take less bites because they have bigger mouths, right? So Yar'thul, instead of taking 8 to 10 bites, he's probably going to take 2 to 3, depending on the apple fritter. And I think I'll say the same for Thorian, because even though Thorian is stronger, he is a much smaller beast than Yar'thul. As we can see here, I was able to create a exponential model on the formula, right, that we use for character level to bites per apple fritter. And as we can see, starting at level 40, here is 0 bites. After 2 bites, we already increase about 1,000,000 times, so around level 1,000,000 by bite 2. And it gets a lot bigger depending on the level, but something I wanted to note, I noticed, is after everybody's eaten a whole apple fritter, everyone has the same distance between levels. So if everybody in the Arcane Lineage universe ate a single apple fritter, or ate an equal amount of apple fritters, there will be the same distance in power between the two, or an equivalent ratio. So I just wanted to put that in perspective. If everybody ate an apple fritter, power levels would remain the same. One thing I fortunately couldn't do, which I know will disappoint a lot of fans, is I wasn't able to quantify Kingston's power. And this wasn't because I forgot to do it. It's because of the fact that he's way too strong. Like, we can't quantify Metrum outside of his vessel because he can't interact with the world without his vessel. But the difference between him and King Slime is that King Slime is so unimaginably strong that it's almost impossible for anybody to measure his power because we've never actually seen his true strength or anybody in lore. As a final note on result of finishing all my calculations and making it to the end of the video, if you did like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I can confirm there will be an official Arcane Lineage series that will hopefully be consistent on my YouTube channel, and it'll be the right way to play each class. I would also like to say, if you want help grinding or maybe doing boss fights or trading or giveaways, you can always join my Discord server, link in the description. And also, if you have any more video ideas, make sure to comment in down below, because I'm willing to do anything. Obviously, evidence is this video. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.